All right, hi everybody. My name is George. I'm here from a company called Social Horsepower. Before we get started, I really want to thank the entire TO Tech community for coming out here tonight. I was here at the last event, and it was about half the amount of people. And it's really inspiring to see so many young entrepreneurs in Toronto coming out and supporting everybody else that's trying to really accomplish the same thing. So what I'm here today to talk about is brand advocacy. What it is, ultimately speaking, why it's important for businesses to embrace it in the coming year, and what are some of the challenges that people have been facing in being able to execute a program like this. So, before we get started, why are brand ambassadors vital to your company? And 84% of people trust recommendations coming from friends and family over all other forms of advertisement. To give you guys an example of this, any one of you would go up to somebody that's a good friend of yours, and you're gonna say, hey John, hey Mary, you gotta check this out. This is awesome, it's gonna change your life. And chances are, majority of the time, those people are gonna listen to you and check out what you're referring to them. And the reason being is because there's a certain level of trust and credibility that you guys have established with that individual. And that's why 77% of consumers are more likely to buy a product when they hear about it from someone they trust. That trust factor, as you all know, is key to sales. So what does promoting from within actually mean? Well, social advocacy helps your employees to connect and engage their social networks to your brand. Back before the age of social media, the marketing department was the sole group of individuals that was responsible for communicating your brand, your promotions, and really what your company is all about to the actual public. Today, that all has changed. One of you guys are at work, you end up posting a message about your boss and what he said to you today. That's an instant perception of the actual brand itself. So it's super important for companies to be able to streamline what their employees are saying about the company at all times. So why should I turn my employees into advocates? Well, the big brands are catching on. Every single one of these companies that you see over here has developed some kind of a brand advocacy program. Whether it would be an internal experiential marketing campaign where they're getting their employees to come on the streets and talk about the product, or just simply getting them to share engaging content about current promotions and company products. Regardless, everybody's trying to get their employees to become advocates for that particular company itself. And the thing is, that's already happening. I mean, 39% of employees are already sharing positive comments about their company online without absolutely any tools and training. Now imagine being able to get 100% of your employees talking about what your company is, what the product is, what the brand is, and what are some of the current promotions that you guys have going on, and how powerful and impactful that can actually be. Just to give you a quick kind of a comparison between existing Facebook fan page promotions and being able to activate advocates for your company, 135 employees are able to generate a larger reach, larger organic reach for your company than 1 million Facebook fans. And that's because of a few reasons, and primarily because Facebook decided to kill the fan page and really make you pay for absolutely every single interaction that you guys have. With the newest algorithm update, I think it's about 1.5% that you guys are able to reach through organic reach. 135 advocates with an average friends of 338, with 33% of those being able to see your post, is able to generate a higher reach than 1 million Facebook likes on your Facebook fan page. So what this is ultimately saying is that your employees have 10 times more followers than corporate social accounts. And more than that, and what's really impactful about this is the fact that when you're posting through your Facebook fan page, you're reaching people that already know about your brand. They might know about your current promotions. But when you're posting through your employees' personal profiles, you're opening up your company, your product, your brand to an entirely new audience. People that potentially might have never heard about your brand, about the product, or the current promotion that you guys have going on. So what does this ultimately result in? It's a 12% increase in brand advocacy generates 2 times increase in revenue growth. So automatically, this is a much, much more impactful way to be able to not only increase revenue, but also increase the actual reach and brand footprint. The best thing about this is that 70% of customer brand perception is determined by experiences with people who work there. And the thing is, it's people would, and well, actually the best part about this is that people would like to hear it from the horse's mouth as opposed to the slick executive on the 26th floor, obviously not including Ted. That said, I'd like to close this off by saying social horsepower will give businesses the ability to create brand ambassadors and advocates on social media in a very easy and effortless way. And now I'd like to open up for questions. Thank you. Anybody? Questions? How do we do it? Well, I'm glad you asked. Well, what we end up doing is give businesses the ability to onboard their employees as teams in our application, and then very easily be able to share content on their behalf through Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So essentially streamlining the whole promotional process and giving well, businesses the ability to leverage those personal connections of their employees in order to promote the brand, products, or anything else pretty much. Anybody else? Yeah, back there. Yes. The question was, did I say that I was sharing content on their behalf? And yeah, we are. Ultimately speaking, when an employee opts into an application, they give us the ability to share content directly to their personal wall, Twitter feed, or LinkedIn feed on their behalf. So if I were to post on your wall, it would look like you were the one that actually posted it. Thereby, in the eyes of your friends and family, it would look like you're the one that's genuinely saying, hey guys, you should check this out, as opposed to a business doing another promotion. Go ahead.
Who develops the content?
Well, we have two ways. The question is who develops the content that we share, and there's two ways that we approach that. We have a self-service solution where we give businesses the ability to be able to create their own content and share it through their employees' walls. Typically, that would be the marketing or communications department. Or we have a full-service solution where we would sit down, identify the promotional goals for that particular company in the coming month or quarter, develop a content strategy, do all the scheduling, account management, and pretty much provide a full turnkey solution for them. Go ahead.
Do you guys do anything outside of employees, like for suppliers and customers to be able to do this? They say a company doesn't have thousands of employees, these are other opportunities.
The question is, do we open this up to anybody else other than employees? And the answer is yes. We can open this up to absolutely anybody that's interested in becoming a brand ambassador. That could be employees, customers, fans, clients, pretty much anybody that's interested in promoting your company or talking about your brand could become a brand ambassador through our software. Go ahead.
Your employees or ambassadors post their own content, or is it just content that comes from the company?
The question is, do the employees or ambassadors post their own content, or is it just content that comes from the company? And that's a very good question, because we open it up both to the employees for them to be able to suggest content, but we also primarily give the businesses the ability to streamline what is going to be published to their employees' personal walls. This way, when you're dealing with, let's say, a large corporation with 60,000 employees within a compliance-based industry such as finance or insurance, then everybody's speaking the same kind of promotion, the same voice, and saying everything according to rules and regulations, as opposed to it being all over the place. Go ahead. The question is, what's the incentive for the employees? Well, the incentives could be many. Some companies obviously mandate it because they're trying to present it as a company culture. Other companies develop either financial incentives or sweepstakes, anything that would ultimately engage an employee in becoming a brand ambassador for the company and be able to share content. So it's really open. Go ahead. Absolutely. The question is there any disclosure for the employee to become a brand ambassador? When the employee opts in into Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, there's a few different prompts that they need to accept, which lets them know the level of access we have to their account, which is ultimately negligible. We only have the ability to ultimately share content on their behalf without having access to any of their private information, messages, friends, or anything else like that. And I think that's my time. So if anybody has any more questions or would like to find out more about us, please come see me afterwards. Thank you, guys.